All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Vex. This is stream 731. Today, we're going to be spending a little bit of time in our D&D world. I have some towns I need to make. Might make a couple items. We haven't made any items yet. I don't know if I need items. I'm trying to make stuff that I might need soon in my world. Like in terms of my D&D characters, as well as try and diversify what I've already made. Because there's definitely some things that I've never made on the website that we use, like items and spells and shit. So I'm trying to branch out and stay away from like the settlements and the characters that I've already done. And then later on in stream, we're going to switch over to Dead by Daylight. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to play Killer or Survivor, because I've got a lot of Killer quests left to do. And tomorrow's the next round of challenges. So there'll be more Survivor and Killer challenges. And I cannot, even if I streamed all today Dead by Daylight, I couldn't get all of the Killer challenges done, unless I was extremely lucky. So, I don't know. We'll see. Let's strap in and buckle up and get ready to fucking craft some. Are we crafting worlds? Or are we building? We're building worlds. We're building. We're not crafting. They've already sort of been crafted by the articles. God damn it. And I have yesterday, no, not yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I worked a little bit more on the world itself. I can show it here in a sec. What's up, Revolve? Oh, we need to find some more music. Music and town ambience from Skyrim. Rainy Towns is what it says. Hopefully it doesn't put me to sleep again. That wasn't fun. Do 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 do. Okay, this is what we got. This is our world so far. I'm gonna be working more on the map as time goes on. There is a video on Wonderdraft, which is the application that we use to make this map, detailing how to take a map like this, which is just sort of like a really zoomed out version of the map, you know, and making it like sort of match at this scale where you could zoom in a bunch with just a portion of the map. You like overlay it somehow, and then like you don't have to trace it. I don't know how it works, but there is a video on it. But I think today I'm gonna focus on this lake and this town, which I've already named, but I don't believe that I've created an article for it. Let's try to get all this shit ready. Hope everyone had a good rest of their weekend. A good Sunday. I introduced the loads and loads of lycanthropy stricken people to our D&D campaign yesterday. We were going over that a little bit last week. Okay. So our list of articles. The town. Ah, fuck. Okay. This is all information that was randomly generated. And I made a quick town about it, over it, whatever. It's part of the Skyrim soundtrack. It's a compilation of rainy ambient towns. Okay, so we spent a little bit of time. I'm probably gonna cheese this. I'm gonna copy this, and I'm going to go back, delete. Only new articles care about the World Ember challenge that we're doing. So that article that I just got rid of didn't count towards our total word count, but now it will. Now you really want to play Skyrim? We after this month, I keep saying this. All of October we didn't play Skyrim. Then we played it in November, and then now all of December we're not playing Skyrim because we've got this shit going on. Eventually we'll get back to it, and we'll complete it and find all the books. Aldenvik. Add to dictionary. Okay, so we know that this is a sort of large town. City by the river. No. Location type. Large town. Population. This is all randomly generated stuff, so I'm going to be changing it as we go. I'm eating my Bob Ross mints. I'm trying to get rid of them. Mixed elf and dryad. I think I want that to be changed. So this town is the town here on the cusp of this lake or loch. Is there a word for something that's fed by a river and also has a river leading out of it? Or is it still just called a lake? Apart from any river or other outlet that serves to feed or drain the lake. Rivers and streams connect with each other in a system called a watershed. There are 3 types of watersheds: the rivers and the streams. Open lake is a lake where water constantly flows out under almost all climatic circumstances. Okay. So it's just called an open lake. Interesting. The more you know. When you're creating a fantasy world, it's kind of good to have a knowledge of things, like practical things, like how mountains form and wind patterns and current patterns and things like that, because a little like if this, give it a weird scenario, like okay, so the distance to travel from Steve to Iristir is basically our only sort of mark of distance, measurement of distance. We know that this is 3 days on foot. So that distance is about the same distance as this. We know not to call whatever this river is called, like, you know, the blue stream. You know, you wouldn't call it some like a small name, a name that doesn't remind you of a river. If this was not a lake, technically, I wouldn't want to call it Lake something, because, you know, you might get that one person who's like, well, it's not a lake, and then that breaks the immersion. Dynonyms of Aldenvik. There is a dynonym generator. How do you spell that word? I always say demonym. Demonym. Aldenvikish. Aldeni? That sounds like al dente. Dude, I love my noodles al dente. Fucking pasta. Oh man, I want some pasta. Dude, okay. Oh, I didn't make my G Fuel. There's one good thing about Taco Bell. One good thing. And that is Mountain Dew Baja Blast. I went to a Taco Bell I've never been to before today. And the Baja Blast was out. I almost cried. And I wasn't gonna be that guy who's like, I'm sorry, I just really want some Baja Blast. Can you please change this right now? I probably should have just like let them know that it was out. Ah, fuck. Today's gonna be a bad day. Put the G Fuel in first. When we switch to Dead by Daylight, we're just gonna lose every fucking game. Or I'm gonna accidentally forget to save. Oh fuck. Okay, we can use... I don't like any of those. Aldenian. Maybe at some point we can figure out what Alden means. So we know... I think we did Ghost Rain and the Ghost Rain Thicket last week. So we know that Ghost Rain is actually sort of like a bastard translation of a sort of ancient dragon language of the emerald dragon who is sort of keeper of the forest, the thicket. Tesso. Aldenvian. I like that. Good enough. Okay. Demographics. Let's say mainly a town. Let's say a town founded by elves. I don't know if my world has more than just the standard D&D elves like Drow, High Elf, Wood Elf. I think I want to put more emphasis on the 2 moons and separate a sort of moon elf from a drow elf, but I don't know. Never heard. You never had Baja? Yo, dude. You're missing out, man. It's so good. It's the only reason to go to Taco Bell. Why is this now? Oh, good. Can you buy it in the stores? Yeah, only during certain times of year though. It seems like during the summertime, like Walmart and various convenience stores get access to it. It used to be literally you can only get it in Taco Bell. Now it's certain times a year you can buy it and find it. I don't know about the sort of warmer states, but I know at least like Northeast, it's every summer. Has a host of different races has made it their home. Whatever. Dwarves, furbogs, raven folk, bear folk, humans. I don't like using too many races that are like actually just D&D specific. Like raven folk and bear folk, you could just like make, it's not like sort of a stereotypical of D&D. But like furbogs, I don't even know if that's like, I think it's FIR. Or is that the World of Warcraft spelling? I don't know. I guess furbolgs wouldn't be... I don't know, whatever. Like, dwarves are agnostic of that because dwarves, you know, are pop culture type thing. Sure, man. Have a good rest of your stream, dude. Lesser races? Should I probably shouldn't say lesser races. Other races are represented here, but far fewer in number. Government. What kind of government do we have? Governed by a noble aristocrat, the elf lord... I need a new name. Though several powerful sorcerers are the real power behind the throne. So, the only notes that I gave myself about this city here on the cusp of this lock, is this city sort of controls all travel from this side of the lake to the other. If we remember, we spent some time making sure that there was no way, realistically, that you could go around the lake to get through here. Just sort of impassable mountains and trees and things. So they make sure, and there's sort of like a if you want to go west, you got to come through here, at least in this area. So they govern the sort of way across. My characters have to go across. I put a line that says no one dares to, like no one dares to go across. I don't know if I want to make it so the last line is like a large beast has now inhabited this lake. So the whole narrative of this region is that the cult that we're dealing with has made this a sort of headquarters or whatever. And over the years, they've spread from this area and sort of, like this is Ghost Rain. They took that over. They maybe came down here and took over a couple of these. They came out and tried to fuck with everything out here. Maybe Aldenvik is like still not under the influence of the cult. So maybe the cult has sort of summoned something to live in the lake and fuck up people who are trying to cross it, trying to get to where the cults are. Because maybe, you know, the cult might have a different way for them to get in, you know. So I don't want it to be another town that's like, oh, behind the scenes, it's really the cult. Like, noble aristocrat, the elf lord. We need a new elf name. It honestly sounds like a family name. I don't know if I've ever shown this generator on stream, but like, there's a lot of different types of generators. It's so good. So I sort of, what I typically do is take some bits of like, so each generator is typically 10 names or whatever, or words. So I'll take maybe like a prefix or a suffix that I like and sort of mix and match them, because I've had it before with Don John. It's a different generator where I've seen on Reddit like people who are you know using WonderDraft to make their own maps. They post their maps and get, you know, sort of criticism on them. And I've seen words there that I know I've seen in the generator that they didn't change or whatever. So I don't want someone else to have that with my world, because my world it's mine. I want to have complete control over everything. Maybe we should use some part. Maybe we should use some part of the actual name of the town in the governor's name. Noble aristocrat. I feel like it would have to be either we'd have to then discover how the town got named. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Governed by the elf lord. I don't know. None of these names are sort of jumping out. I call him Legless. I also haven't decided if this person is male or female. I tend to, with my leaders, we have way more female leaders than male. I don't know why. It's an interesting thing I noticed the other day. Maybe their last name has something to do with the lake. I don't even have a name for the lake. Maybe the lake name would stem from the town name, which would probably stem from someone's name. I don't know if I like several powerful sorcerers are the real power, but we'll keep it for now. Save changes. Okay, we don't need this stuff. Notable places. What do we have to do next? Infrastructure, assets, defenses, industry and trade. Guilds and factions. NPCs here. A bunch of notable places. I'm trying to figure out how to compile all of the people and where to put them. I guess I could just put them all in industry and trade. I'm gonna have to go through these one by one and change them. Because some of these, like Illyrial. We don't need two people with very, very, very similar names. Green dragon, those are no good. So in this world, I've set up that very similar to the Forgotten Realms, that the chromatic dragons, red, white, blue, black, red, and green, these sort of like standard colored dragons are the bad guys, or at least in theory they are. We've only really dealt with the green so far. And then off-colored ones like emerald, onyx, sand, bone, all these other types of dragons are either neutral or good. Some lean more towards the evil side, but haven't really discovered those yet. Let's look at these. Aldenvik is a starting is both a starting and stopping point on the western trade route for travelers and vendors alike. I don't know if I like this sentence, but whatever. No, let's say for travelers on the Western trade route. Only way to the mountain pass through this town. Nope. I'm trying to describe, like, okay, well, if there's a bunch of people traveling on this road, right? There's a bunch of people coming from north or east, coming here. Maybe not stopping through, but they could be. Maybe a certain amount of wonder, like, oh, maybe there's a, you know, the big sort of like trade market is something that you look forward to seeing, so people would go there specifically for that, or specifically to set up a stall. You know, the Western trade route sort of it extends over here westward, but it's sort of like the end of it and the start of it for the east of this world, right? So as such, there's a lot of travel. So a lot of people accumulate. I'm trying to put that into written words. People traveling. What? No. This is so difficult. I know the words in my head, but they don't come out right. A culmination of people traveling. That's not right. Sure, I like that sentence a little bit better. Being in this highly traveled position, the town has constructed a massive trade market for vendors from all over to sell their wares and for travelers to visit. Sure. Question of the day: what game map or book map, because books have maps sometimes, has the best map? Could be like the physical map, like when you open the map screen, it could look the best. It could be the best to play in. Yeah. You like Oblivion's map? Surprise, surprise. What's the... Oh, account problem. I'm not signed in. Is it Daggerfall? I'm trying to find a map of Daggerfall. Because the map is like stupid big. Surprise, surprise. Come on. What the fuck? Why does no one have this map? Google doesn't have the map either. It has the map, but it's like... Here, let's just fucking bring it up. Oh, great. Okay. Beautiful. So you can at least see... This area is the playable area. Each of these little breaks... I don't know if it's really visible in the stream. But like... You know, it's kind of divided like the US would be into states, you know? This, each of those can be opened and like zoomed in on. And then each of those, let's see. It's gonna be even harder. We can zoom in here. Each of those has these little dots, and each of these little dots is somewhere to go. Either like, you know, a cave or a town or a castle, you know, whatever. There's like several hundred per little square, and there's like, I don't want to guess a number because I never played the game, but there's a bunch of fucking little yellow squares. The map is fucking huge. And it's great because you can fast travel to everything, so it's like, it's pretty great. So, and the Skyrim map's pretty good too. I don't know too much about the Oblivion map or the Morrowind one, but I think Bethesda just like knows how to make maps. Pretty great. A majority of the market's vendors change depending on the day. New vendors and street. What's a different word for vendor? Street merchant. The Kraft mac and cheese advertisement on synonym.com. They know what I want. But there are some permanent stalls? Sure. Permanent fuck. Businesses. That Okay. Now we can get to this list of things. So we don't want two names that are the same. Basically. They could be related, but and all of these I have to make a separate. Here we go. Character. Mirror. What? Category. This is a character. Carver. Alden Vic. I can go back through and make her a parent. I can like flesh out her article a little bit and like give her a shop and everything. Because these shops that I'm choosing to single out are going to be ones that people can, like my players, when they get there, can actively go and find. You have a physical version of the Oblivion map and it's great. It's thicker and has texture. Nice. I actually found fuck, I think I threw them in a box. I found some maps going through a couple boxes today. Okay, well, we created her. So yeah, I can go back and make her a character, so then we could link it in this article, and then we make Mir's carvings a building. God, I'm getting so many articles. And then over here, this is what I really like. I really like this. Explore, so I can use this during my my D&D campaign. Praise be. I can search up like okay. Well, we want to find Mira. Okay, well there it is. Oh, we're heading to Aldenvik. Let's get up that article. We just search it up, and everything related to Aldenvik or everything with that word in it shows up. And then you can, you know, put a fucking image on it or whatever. That way it's snap of your finger, easy to find. So you don't have to like look through this giant list like, well, I have A's up top, but there's also A's down here for some fucking reason, you know. Yeah, but I'm not sure if we're doing killer or survivor because I have only killer quests to do until tomorrow. Maybe a little bit of both. A little bit of both. I need more mints. These are kind of bad. They're okay. They're okay, but yeah. Little Bob Ross mints. Did I save? Yeah. I'm gonna do it again, just in case. It's like literally every game that you can save. Okay, workshop of a female woodcarver named Mira, who also brews potions and elixirs. Okay, well, let's make her building. They don't have like a shop or anything, right? Yeah. Mira's carvings. Wood carving shop ran by Maybe the potions and elixirs are a sort of secret. That'd be cool. Armors and Shields, a cluttered armors workshop built within the walls of an iron-banded stone tower. Let's get a different race in here. Maybe. I did say that there were Raven names. Or Raven folk. Which might be interesting with our party because the only encounter with Raven folk that we've had so far are with like a band of bad Raven folk. So maybe our players will be wary. I'm trying to get like bird names, but all these kind of suck. They're just like regular fucking words. What the hell are anthocy? Nymphs. Bird folk names, maybe. Guac. Oh my god. Ello. Zorro. Why can't I get the spell check of that? So this is a new person. Keith. I don't know how to say that. I'm not a bird. Just fucking made up words. Ravenfolk, male, Aldenbrick. Owns fuck, I always misspell shield. Fucking idiot. Okay. Okay, create that one. Make another one of building Keith's armor and shield. Owned by Keith. Raven folk. Male from Aldenwick. Okay. Easy peasy. The courthouse, an ornate half-timbered building filled with busy magistrates and advocates. That can stay the way it is. Diarma's Ironworks, the workshop of a male elf blacksmith named Diarma, who was rumored to possess a small hoard of meteoric iron. Interesting. So we haven't. So the only profession that we spent time on was alchemy, and by proxy herbalism. But we didn't finish it. We didn't get very far. I mean, we got pretty far, but we didn't finish it. Like make recipes and shit. But the next on the list was going to be blacksmithing, because we have a blacksmith in the party that's really interested in it. But we haven't. Since we didn't get to that, I don't really have a list of like ores and things that we might use, you know, in our world. Metal element names. Okay. Oh, they're metal and okay. Elements, the bottom type. Okay. I'm looking at suffixes of various ores. In the real world. There's a lot of ite. I know there's... Man. I haven't taken chemistry class in like 10 years. I know there's a difference, at least between acid and something else that has to do with the naming process of ite and a different suffix. I don't know how that directly relates to ores, or if it does. There's a RYLITE. It's basically just ITE. Yeah. Do 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 do. Oh, our Skyrim music is over. We gotta pick a new one. We've listened to the tavern once before, but we can listen to it again. Cinna. A couple minutes late, but thanks for the raid, man. I don't know why fucking no alert. There's never an alert, dude. Literally never. Okay, I want to change this from meteoric iron. Small horde of... Let me see. Let me go through some more words. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Okay, I guess that'll work. We need to make a separate article for that as well. This can be a material, I guess. Sure. That's more of a check for me later that I need to come back to it and sort of refine it. Eater's pottery. A neglected potter's workshop built within what was once a Titan's tankard. Maybe. I feel like Eater's pottery. If I if I hear the words Eaters and pottery, I think of that fucking oh shit. What's that called? Oh god. We're gonna watch this. My Strange Addiction.
I'm Bianca, and I'm addicted to eating.
Sorry, I know we're supposed to be world building.
I can't live without it. It's something that my body kind of just craves.
150 hours a month, dude.
It's kind of salty and kind of gritty, and I like the way it dissolves in my tongue. I don't smoke, but my older sister, she smokes, and that's where I get my cigarette ashes from. I don't know how she
Yo, you got any cigarette ashes?
It's disgusting.
How long is this? Please be short. Okay.
The ashes is really good.
No, it's not good. That's really weird. You're not gonna eat none of these ashes.
She hates it. She tries to like hide it from me or grab it from me, but that doesn't stop me.
Just think of like, go back to the pottery because this is the reason why we're here. But I feel like this sort of thing, when it's filmed, like they put her sister next to her with a bunch of cigarettes and told her to smoke them, so that this lady would eat them.
Yeah, which kind of makes it more satisfying.
Are you serious?
But give me the pottery. That's why we're here.
Bianca.
Stop.
Bianca. I think Bianca moved on to the ashes because the pottery just wasn't gritty enough for her. She says the material of the ashes grinds against her tongue a little bit more than the pottery does. So have you
Just eat like, I don't know, grain.
eaten pottery lately?
I have.
Yeah, I'm eating with you right now. Don't eat any in front of me. Oh my god. You keep it in your boob, Bianca?
Yeah, because I don't have any pockets, so I'm like, where
Bianca.
else am I going to keep it?
Stop. Bianca, you're not gonna eat that in front of me. You're not gonna get this
That must fuck up her teeth.
That's ridiculous. No. No. You're not eating this in front of me. Lunch is over.
Oh, please don't. Please. Rika?
I don't want to push her away from me, but at the same time, I don't want to eat.
Oh.
So I do, and now it's getting serious.
Oh, I'm so glad it's over. Okay, anyway. So now we have a pottery named Eater's Pottery. And maybe Eater creates pottery that Eater eats. Just like that woman. Oh god. We need a last name for Eater. Do 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 do. What race is Eater? Eater's gonna be. Should Eater be a gnome? Yeah. Do 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 do. Let's find some more words for earthenware. Do 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 do. Owner of Eater's Pottery in Aldenvik loves to eat pottery. That's disgusting. Can this please just add to the dictionary? Holy shit. Oh, I skipped the ironworks. Whatever. Owned by Eater. Earth and stock. If I ever misspell the word eater, it's gonna be so hard. Okay. Diarma's Ironworks, the workshop of a mill blacksmith named... Oh. We just never finished that one. I just did the ore and kept going. Diarma. Sure. Do 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 do. So like basically the same thing, but since they're one's a character and one's a building, you can't like later on if I make a map of the city, you can't link like the same things. The elf, sure, whatever. What's your answer to the question? Probably, the best map. The most interesting map to me, I think, is the Metroid one. I love the Metroid maps. They're sort of linear, but they're like stacked on top of each other, like as you descend into the crust and core of the worlds, and go up in elevation as well. The maps are just interesting, like the map layouts themselves, and like even like you get into this little weird kind of gourd-shaped room. But it looks like lively and it's teeming with life and everything. So these sort of very like dialed back and detailed maps I really like. And these are like in-game shots of it. It's like 3D too. You can move them around. It shows where you are, where objects are. It's very cool for the time too. I think that dynamic is really, really cool. I think in terms of just like overall mapness, probably the World of Warcraft map. It's like ever changing, which is cool, but it's just very detailed and very much a fantasy like cartographer lover's map, you know. Okay, we did that. We did that. Green home, a single-story timber and brick building which has been completely overgrown by flowering vines. scale-like leaves, thorny vines, and writhing vines. Home of Nisab, a young green dragon and priest. So we already decided that we can't use green dragon. But we have introduced emerald, at least to this area, you know, this forest. This is very close to Aldenvik. This could be more emerald dragons. Could be an emerald dragon born. Doesn't have to be a young dragon. It could be a dragon born in look that's actually a dragon. Doo-doo-doo. I have to pick. So what is? Let's go to synonym. Let's see. Sage, olive, lime, moss, jade, forest, beryl. What is beryl? Beryllium. Okay. Usually green, but also blue. Both opaque and transparent. The latter variety including the gems emerald and aquamarine. Okay, so beryllium is a part of emerald. Good to know. What the fuck? Try not to name it Green Home because it's a little too on the nose. Oh, I didn't even name. I thought I had a name. Gilbert. Sure. 2 syllables. 2. Vine. Guess we can keep it Green Home for now. We change it later on. So this one I won't create a separate article for because we're trying to make it something new, something else. The crossed spear. Oh god, I don't know if I like that. hope everyone's having a great night. Name it the Gamer Sphere. Do you have my Game Sphere? It's spherical. The fuck? Is there no tavern? Trying to see if we can turn this tavern's name into something that I don't really want invisible food, but it could be interesting. Maybe it has something to do with the river or the lake. The concealed basin. Sure. Tavern of Aldenvik, known for its invisible food and drink. Tavern keep is we've not run into any gnolls. I don't really like gnolls as a character or a group of bad guys. They're just so regular. If you're up in the middle of a league game, nice. Breathe it. You breathe some of it. Great. That's nasty. The fuck. Boom, ba-dum, boom, ba-dum, boom. Caveman names. Could be a dragonborn. I like that. That's a gross name. Ulgro. Ulgro. The... What color is he? Or what kind of dragon is it? Let's see. I have a list of... A small list of sort of things that I want in... in the campaign as a whole. It's just like a cool shit to do. I don't know where the fuck it is. Did I delete it? The fuck? Okay. Oh, we've not had any Tabaxi show up. We've had a bunch of dragon and dragon types show up. Let's find, yeah, let's do some of that. Some Tabaxi. I don't think they have Tabaxi named. I don't have my, my Xanathar's Guide. I think they have Tabaxi names in that book. Oh, they do. They do have Tabaxi. Oh, they're all like, sort of like, like Native American names, where they're more descriptions of them or of things that they've done, like flame of the spirit, 7-bit, lock on an open door, like what? Crescent moon, sure. Busy bee. Thought it said busty bee. Is a Tabaxi named Marble in the Sky. Marble for short. I don't know if I like that. These are odd. Let's see. Let's see other generators, or see if I can get. Okay, even the ones in the book are like this. All right, that's fine. You would like to regurgitate? Oh God. Marble in the Sky. Alright, now we have to make one for Marble in the Sky. We can do Marble in the Sky. Whoa. Okay. Do 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 do. Okay, now we just have NPCs. People that we may encounter in Aldenvik. I might put that in the like the secret part. So there's in all articles, I believe all articles, there's a spot where you can put sort of secret stuff that won't show up when you publish the article. So only you could see it? But whatever. I think I'm gonna publish this. So we're at 2775. Almost 1,000 words. Okay, we're done with that. I want to make a geographical location for the lake itself. I have to decide what's actually in the lake at some point. Lake. Alright, so this is the lake that we're trying to name. Place names. I don't know literally anything about this, so we could have it. We could have any number of magical properties to it. We could have it be like at the bottom of the lake, there's like mining operations. So there could be some ore or something involved. It being a sort of a gateway or passageway could be involved. Journey. I think maybe there could be something in the lake that's like guiding the people who help you travel across it. That could have some kind of name like Journey or this so and so crossing, or whatever, but not like Lake this. And we did. The Concealed Basin is the name of the. I don't have it anymore. The inn could also have something to do with basin. Okay, some of the big lakes in the world, 2 of the top 5 biggest lakes are named Sea. That could come into play. If this is going to be, well, we have to compare it, I guess. So there's, well, this would definitely be a sort of sea. This is the biggest lake on this continent. Because this is no longer closed off. This was closed off and it was a lake. You could use sea or depths. Trying to find entrance, maybe. Like a word for, like, barricade, blockade. I don't know. A word for, like, you literally can't get through here unless you do this. Barrier. Most frustrating thing about a god awful game are killers slugging you because they're afraid of taking DS. Just don't use DS for it. Use